this bad boy can fit so many Windows apps on it. Yes, you guessed it. Today we're unboxing the Microsoft Surface Go, and good guessing, I might add. I appreciate those people who read the title. Now this is the most affordable entry to the Microsoft Surface line today, which is kind of replacing the Microsoft Surface line, but they haven't updated that in a while. And I kind of agree with them that just calling it Surface was a little confusing, because now people have to say Surface Pro every time. Adding that Surface Go makes it a lot easier to understand. And this boy's supposed to be rocking a pretty light portable design, but maybe a little bit more inferior hardware than those regular Surface devices. Either way, I'm curious to interact with this. I've had actually no impressions of the Surface Go. I haven't used one, I haven't touched one. So let's have a look. Do we slide it up like usual, or uh-oh, a fighter. Hey, there it is. Wow. All right, awesome. We've got our little plastic tab here to pull it out with. There we go. My goodness. This is small. This is a very small Surface device. I have not reviewed anything Surface-wise since the Surface Pro 4, which I was about it. It was fine, I guess, but man, this thing definitely is light and portable just from that first impression. Of course, this is before the keyboard and everything, but I actually want to try again to give this a tablet-like experience and try to not use it with a keyboard attached. Obviously not the entire time. Once I get the tablet-like experience with it, I will then dock the keyboard to it and then review it kind of as a tablet first and then a laptop second, see which one it's better at. And I think most of you know the answer. But they've got little writing here. So we've got our camera with probably Windows Hello, our microphone on the front bezel, USB-C, thankfully. It's funny how they got that on a $400 tablet, but not their $3,000 desktop. Camera on the back as well as that kickstand. Let's unwrap this plastic here. Pull this off. So they say it's like a magnesium type body. Pull it off like that. There goes the static again. And okay, we got that docking mechanism at the bottom, and the bezels I'm already seeing before I turn the device on. Might as well start that process now. Hey, look, I could just press the power button, it turns on. Did you notice, Google, how I didn't have to plug it in to boot it up? That was nice. Okay, there's that evil Windows logo making its appearance, but the bezels on the side are noticeably not as thin as 2018 standards like to be, but I do appreciate the way Surface does kickstands, so let's go ahead and kick that stand out so we can compare it to our iPad Pro here. These actually have very, very similar screen sizes, but I think different aspect ratios. Of course, there's more crap in the box, but you know what it is. There's chargers. So putting that next to the iPad, this is way more adjustable, especially with that kickstand. And I'm not sure if there's a better way to do the kickstand. I get that it looks clunky, but it's definitely very functional. Comparing these side bezels to that, and especially given this has been out for over a year now, and this is about to be refreshed with even thinner bezels. But this thing is most importantly about getting work done, and to be fair, this is a lot more affordable than this is, so that's okay. Also, looks like it's rocking the front-facing speakers, something I remember about the Surface Pro line. Okay, let's sign us in here. We got English, yes. Oh, this is right. This is actually, I think, maybe my first Windows 10S device. No. Mute. Yay, I can mute it. Good. A touch of Wi-Fi there. I don't want to talk to the device when I'm booting it up, unless it's a smart speaker. And just let me, like, use the voice or your keyboard while setting it up. So they're assuming you already have the keyboard, which is kind of funny. Press the Windows, Control, and Enter keys at the same time. There's no keyboard attached. You know that, right? It's funny to me that they're designing the operating system to understand that there will be a keyboard attached to this thing, even though it doesn't ship with one. And I don't believe it comes with a stylus of any kind. I'll check here just to be safe. It looks like we've got our charge brick, and it charges via, oh yeah, that classic Surface dock connector. Still rocking around that MagSafe type design, if some people like that. You like to stretch your charge cables over walkways and stuff. Also, just don't do that. And documentation, okay. So now after I've said it's English, they want to ask the country. Want to add second keyboard layout? I would like to add one keyboard. Okay, we're gonna skip that. Oh my goodness, where'd the brightness go? Okay, it wants to autocorrect to my neighbor's printer. We don't need that though. Ah, see, this time, luckily, as soon as I wanted to log into the Wi-Fi network, the virtual keyboard popped up. Thank you, Microsoft, for acknowledging that, hey, he wants to type something now. The dumb thing, though, is that the keyboard covers up the text box in which I'll be typing into. So, almost as good as an iPad has got down the virtual keyboard design, but once again, this operating system is clearly expecting you to spend the extra money on the keyboard, which I don't like that assumption. So I'm trying to enter my Wi-Fi password right here, but because the keyboard is covering up up the text box, I can't see that. So clearly they're like, well, that won't be a problem. They'll, of course, buy the new Microsoft Surface Go keyboard for just over $100. Once again, holding the letters to activate numbers, which maybe it's just a personal preference thing, but I like it on the iPad for being able to swipe down on the keys, and that activates the numbers. Okay, see if we can verify and connect to that network. Here we go. Good, we're connected. Now we have some important setup to do. I'm guessing Microsoft accounts, but yeah, I can easily tell this will be easily thrown into a bag in a very light and portable manner. Oh, look at this. When we switch it into a portrait mode here, that seamless orientation flipping. Now we're in a square boot up screen, which is kind of funny. Designed for portrait mode. No, it isn't. No, it isn't at all. I'm also not a fan of like how laggy it is when it changes orientations. It takes quite a long time. Maybe it doesn't take much longer on the iPad, but it rotates and the animation's kind of a bit more seamless. Okay, we're gonna hit accept. They add with the software even more bezels than the Surface Go already has. They like to put the gray box around that window screen. I hope that doesn't stay there. Okay, yes, typing in my Microsoft account. I had to scroll down there. The keyboard's covering up the text box again. Oh, I didn't have the box selected, so why did the keyboard appear? Just scrolling through this screen very briefly, it's not running very smoothly or very intuitively yet. Things seem to be kind of slow and laggy, and I'm wondering if that's just during the boot up process or if that's going to be universal throughout the experience. We'll find out here. Once again, text box being covered up by the keyboard, and the keyboard still covers up the text box, so let's see if I can type it in still. I thought I selected the text box. Oh, I see. I select the text box, but then when I scroll down so that I can see what I'm typing, it unselects the text box. Come on, Microsoft, you can do this. All right, now we're signing into Microsoft. Use your face to sign in faster and more securely. Okay, thank you for asking this time. Back when I set up the Surface Pro, it literally just defaulted to looking at me at the front-facing camera and just signed me in automatically. Okay, let's hit setup. Look at my face. Keep looking directly at your camera. Oh, hopefully we're signed in. Hopefully we're signed in. Create a pin as a backup, of course, just in case I lose my face. Link my phone and my PC. Oh, I've tried to do this before. We actually use Windows 10 on the gaming channel quite a bit, and it wants you to download Microsoft Edge onto your phone and all those apps, and I don't need to do that. So I'm gonna hit skip, booting up once again. Protect your files with OneDrive. You have 2.87 gigs of files in OneDrive. Really? When did that end up there? Sure, let's just do that while we're at it. Meet Cortana, your digital assistant. No, thank you. Siri's kind of pointless on the Mac, and so is Cortana on the PC. I'm not really sure what people use them for. Accept more terms and conditions. Here we go. Notice the pixel per inch is not terribly high on this. I can tell they compromised on the screen a little bit to keep the prices low. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just pointing out what I'm seeing. Hey, there we go. Oh, the pixels were all the way to the edge for a second and then it shut off. All right, they're getting everything ready for me. I feel so special. This might take several minutes. Don't turn off your How could I turn it off? Can I press this? Well, that doesn't want me to, so I'll leave it be. I always think it's a problem when your PC's booting up and they had to make the splash screen that says, this might take a while. It's like, maybe there's something wrong with the operating system. Before you start writing in, this is gonna take several minutes, your PC will restart several times, you might as well go run your errands right now. Maybe your computer's just slow and you should try to fix that problem. But luckily they have this built into the operating system to tell me, hey, this ain't gonna go too fast. But we'll wait, we got time. I'm not writing like hundreds of gigs of footage right now that are gonna fill up my hard drive. This is fine. You know, maybe while that's doing that, we might as well just do the very brief unboxing of the Microsoft Surface Go type keyboard. There doesn't seem to be much to it. Glad you can see the keyboard in the box. I see, we got a tab right there. Leave everything to us. Okay, Microsoft, I trust you with my life. This light little plastic tab is very strong. Oh my goodness. Okay, there it is. Pull it out like that. Looks like it's got a nice little fabric coating on it. There's a little type cover. It's got a nice little basic travel keyboard. It reminds me very similar of the Magic keyboard type design, which is a good one. And hey, look at that, perfect timing. Our PC's set up. They've already got PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, and Excel in the dock for me. I use those programs a lot. And the Edge browser is immediately open. Welcome to the best Windows ever. Hey, can I download Steam? I don't think so. Windows 10s. Oh, look at that. Is there a bug with my, oh my God. There were like white lines going down the side of it, and it updated to my classic cat space replace Windows 10 wallpaper. I'm sorry, I didn't choose this. It's actually my friend Wyatt who wanted this, and I don't care enough about Windows 10 to change it, but hey, boy, you're getting hot on the back already. Wow. This boot up time, I guess, is hard on it. But okay, there's the setup. I'm not going to keep this keyboard on the Surface Go for very long, but just for the sake of the video, there we go. We're docked in, and now we've got the broken hinge and the kickstand keeping itself upright, leaving things flat, and let's try to search some things. I actually like the trackpad. It's not overly clicky like the Pixelbook. When you click the Pixelbook's trackpad, it's like clink. This one is a nice little tap. They want to make sure you know that Microsoft Edge is faster than Chrome. Okay, very small keyboard actually, but got a very nice quiet layout to it. All right, volume buttons up there, that's nice. Wait, I'm typing on the keyboard, nothing's showing up. Oh, now it's showing up, okay. Very laggy, goodness. This is like seconds behind. Hey, there's this speaker, Cortana wants to talk to me. Okay, delete button seems to be catching up. Let me try that again. Okay, now the keyboard seems to be catching up, but man, first time I tried searching something in YouTube, that was very slow. Wait, did I right click somehow? Why is it saying I right click? Just clicking play? Is there a right click feature or something? Go for a little Tailosive Techception here. I'm accidentally right clicking somehow. What's the problem? Oof. YouTube switched to full screen. I know, I asked it to. We're gonna hit okay. And now you can watch me unbox the Pixelbook on the Surface Go. This is a little surreal, I know. Gotta sign in, get rid of all these ad pop-ups. Okay, and when we fold the whole thing up, clicks in like that, kickstand is back, and it makes it very light. This type cover does not add like any weight. It's much easier to unfold and set up than I would say the iPad Pro smart keyboard thing that docks with the smart connector. That thing's a whole origami lesson, whereas this, you literally just open it like a book and there's your keyboard. That's pretty slick, but I'm gonna make sure I take this off for now. I'll come back to this later and I'll review it separately, but I just wanna use it as a tablet to see how well it does in tablet mode and see if it even is possible to use this thing in any form of logical way without buying the $100 keyboard alongside it. I'm not a fan of paying $100 for just a keyboard. That's what I like about my iPad. The virtual keyboard on it works very well and intuitively with the operating system. And based on my first impressions with this thing, I don't share the same opinions about either the Pixelbook, but that comes with a keyboard, so it's more okay. Or this thing, which does not come with a keyboard and neither does the Surface Pro. Anyway, let me know what your guys' first impressions of the Surface Go tablet is, and I'm looking forward to reviewing it. This is your Apple Sheep here, and I will see you in the next one.